Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
Speculation abounds regarding where Iran or its proxies will strike in retaliation for Israel's recent assassinations of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh, Hezbollah deputy Faoud Shakur, and some other people whose names I cannot pronounce. They're ready to go after them because all those things took place after an attack on a soccer field that killed Israeli children. One particular possibility warranting extended consideration is that Iran might aim to damage military bases in the strip of land between the West Bank and Gaza, hoping to incite a revolt and create a logistical nightmare for Israel, while leading to the death of many people who would attempt to rise up in that region. So Iran is ready to create some problems there for the Israelis and the Palestinians, using the Palestinians as cannon fodder yet again.
Number 6.
Attorney General Steve Marshall supports a nationwide TikTok ban if its Chinese owners do not sell the company. Now, it's the Chinese government owners, really, don't sell the company. He joined with 21 attorneys general and joined in this U.S. U.S. Court of Appeals case that is looking to uphold the divest or ban legislation, citing national security and privacy concerns, emphasizing that TikTok's data collection poses a threat due to its accessibility to the Chinese Communist Party, because they own it. The law passed by Congress with significant support bans TikTok unless ByteDance, its parent company, sells its stake. So TikTok could still be going away. There's a court case over this in D.C. It cannot be ruled on soon enough. The sooner, the better.
Number 5.
The Porch Band of Creek Indians are seeking clearer federal recognition, and a bill before Congress, sponsored by U.S. Representative Jerry Carl out of Mobile, aims to ensure that the Porch Creeks achieve parity with other federally recognized tribes, meaning they get the same privileges that come with the other tribes that were recognized, I believe, before 1934. This tribe was recognized far later than that, so they're not really in there. There's a lot of questions about it. Anyway, Jerry Moore says the idea that the bill could expand gambling is false. The Porch Band of Creek Indians Land Act is co-sponsored by Mike Rogers, Terry Sewell, Barry Moore, and Dale Strong, all other members of the congressional delegation from Alabama, Democrats and Republicans. And they want to update this law in order to rope in the Porch Creek Indians and give them the same rights and privileges as the other tribes. It seems like a no-brainer to me.
Number 4.
Alabama's second nitrogen gas execution will proceed after death row inmate Alan Miller agreed to drop further litigation against the state in a settlement. A federal judge dismissed Miller's case against Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall, allowing the execution to be scheduled between September 26th and the 27th. Miller raised concerns about nitrogen gas methods, referencing Kenneth Smith's January execution. I don't understand. Did he die? Yes? Okay, seems like it works. But the settlement was deemed a victory for the method's implementation, despite Miller's attorney disputing claims about its constitutionality. So, of course, they argued that this poor murderer wasn't going to have his constitutional rights protected, even though he's had multiple trials, multiple appeals, and now he is waiting on death row to be gassed. And I'll tell you, it sounds fun. Joyous fun for this guy. Hooray.
Number 3.
Because the Democrats' vice presidential candidate said a dumb thing about in vitro fertilization, every media outlet in the world is required to imply that Alabama Republicans and United States Senator J.D. Vance out of Ohio and the Republican vice presidential nominee, that they have a problem with IVF. What's funny about this is J.D. Vance, if anyone knows anything about this, actually co-sponsored a bill with Katie Britt called the IVF Protection Act that said if you ban IVF, we'll ban Medicaid dollars to your state. That's a pretty pro-IVF legislation. Anyway, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is a liar. He criticized the Alabama Supreme Court's controversial IVF ruling, which Alabama Republicans instantly fixed. sharing his personal connection to fertility treatment, suggesting Republicans in general are against the procedure, despite that not being true at all.
Number 2.
Oh, did I mention Tim Walz? Okay, good, because they chose him. Yep. Kamala Harris has made a terrible choice. And I'm not the only one saying this. There are a lot of Democrats that say she's got really bad political instincts. Vice President Kamala Harris made her choice for VP. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz gets the nod. The media narrative is that Walz is a folksy Midwestern coach who cares about people. He's also moderate, but he still makes the left wing of the base very happy. Walz was selected over Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, and some commentators argue that Walz's selection was a nod to the, quote, Kiev-clad radicals, end quote, which I like that line, and others who warned against Shapiro because of his Jewish faith. I heard his bar mitzvah had a Jewish theme to it. Can you believe that? God, talk about a short-sighted 15-year-old.
Now, time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
Democrat vice presidential nominee Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota. I mentioned that yet? The governor of Minnesota has a record that will quickly be defined. 71% of Americans have no idea who Tim Walz is, which is why you're getting a stupid coach, fun, coach, military, coach, fun message from our friends in the media. Well, good luck with that. They're going to try to sell him, as I said, as a folksy Midwesterner coach who cares about the people, don't you know? They're going to try to frame him that way. But here's the reality. Okay, he is a radical left-wing Democrat. He has a record that can be explained very easily on a ton of different issues that are hot buttons for the American people. He wants sanctuary cities and free college education for illegals. He wants to raise taxes on individuals and businesses. He wants you to turn in your neighbor if they're not doing what he wants on COVID. On crime, he wants to defund the police. On riots, he lets them happen. On transgender issues, he wants Minnesota to be a sanctuary state for 13-year-olds who want to cut off their penises. He believes in post-birth abortion to the point where when they realized they were happening in their state, they stopped the reporting of post-birth abortions. They didn't stop the actual abortions. They stopped the reporting of the abortions. He wants tampons in your boys' restrooms at your kids' schools. He is a stolen valor advocate. Apparently, he has talked about his time carrying weapons in war, but apparently got over to Germany and was like, I don't know if I want to do this, and retired. He's got other issues where he will be unpopular if his opponents can cut through the media smokescreen. So every time you hear about how he's a folksy Midwesterner coach who cares about people, understand that person is either one of two things. They're either a liar or they're an idiot. Now, if they're Democrats doing that, they're both. Okay, it's really that simple. And I'm here to help you cut through the crap because that's what I do. Here's what I need you to do. Pick up the phone and give us a call. 866-494-WVNN. That is the QC Connects free speech phone lines. Do you like Tim Walz as a pick because you super love his record? Or do you like Tim Walz as a pick because, he sucks? Which one is it? You can also get in there on the scoutpestcontrol.com WVNN hot take text line as well. And you can always email me.
You've got mail.
Dale at WVNN.com. We'll be right back.
Get WVNN's Dale Jackson's 7 Things You Should Be Talking About Today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.